John Carpenter's Halloween was not only a financial powerhouse, eventually, bringing a relatively unknown subgenre into the limelight,
Hi.
but was an excellent example of crafty filmmaking that captures that undeniable autumn charm.
The devil's eyes.
The only problem is, and this may be a hard pill to swallow for some,
Barnacles, I hate the pill.
to me, the sequels never came close to matching that first movie, if it wasn't called Season of the Witch.
Is he goated with the sauce?
That's not to say I don't love every one of these crappy cash grabs.
Evil dies tonight!
And if Myers is on the marquee, you bet I'll be there. So after 8 entries ate away at audiences' interest and income up until the early 2000s, the butcher knife spun in several directions for Halloween 9 at the hands of prolific producer Mustafa Akkad. First, and most interesting to me, was the serious consideration of Michael Myers vs. Pinhead over at Dimension Films. It would have explained Myers was actually under the control of the Lament configuration, hence his irritating invincibility. In reality, there were several pitches throughout the 90s before and leading into the production frenzy of Freddy vs. Jason. But the Cenobites don't mold with Michael to me. So reading that Clive Barker agreed to write with John Carpenter sorta on board to direct makes my fucking head burst. Thankfully, Akkad axed that crossover catastrophe, but they still wanted to give it the old college try.
We were thinking maybe we could keep this thing going.
What?
Halloween Bad Blood wanted to bring back Jamie Lloyd, who was dead by this point, but okay. Halloween Retribution would have shown Sheriff Brackett and John Tate teaming up to take down the Tool Taker. Halloween The Missing Years returned Myers to Smith's Grove in the 80s before the events of H2O. Halloween Asylum had Mikey escaping the electric chair. What? There was even a planned spin-off focusing on Dr. Wynn, everyone's favorite character.
Well, he was your patient, Doctor, and precautions weren't strong enough. You should have told somebody.
I told everybody!
And finally, Michael Goes to Neptune would have had our interstellar slasher battling space frogs. Just kidding. You kinda believed it, didn't you? However, none of these would see the light of day, as in 2005, Mustafa, along with his daughter Rima, were devastatingly killed in an Al-Qaeda bombing at a hotel in Jordan. Rest easy, legends. Regardless, this story isn't even about the Halloween saga, as much as it's a story about one man, Robert Barrett Cummings, aka Rob Zombie. Zombie got going in the biz directing music videos, dropping Hellbilly Deluxe, which still slaps, until eventually he found himself in a meeting with Universal Studios in 2000.
Oh, fuck it.
Oh, fuck it. Yes, that's your answer. That's your answer to everything.
Their titles and theme parks of the time were scooping in the scratch, so his work on developing a Halloween Horror Nights house.
I did a thing with Universal Studios Hollywood called The Thrilling, Chilling World of Rob Zombie, which was kind of like a haunted maze you walk through at their Halloween Horror Nights. That was kind of based on the album at the time.
I was actually there for that.
Got him a pitch meeting with one of the biggest movie companies on the planet, and that became House of a Thousand Corpses.
Let go, mama! Let go, grandma! Got blood, violence, freaks of nature? Well, then come on down to Captain Spaulding's. Fuck you!
So right out of the starting line, this music video director, metal rock star, got the opportunity of complete carte blanche creative control on a studio-funded picture about hellbillies, a moniker and style entirely of his own twisted vision. Say what you want about him, and I certainly have, but the studio took one look at the finished movie,
Fucking slut!
and called it unreleasable.
That's a quote?
That's a quote.
What was the conversation?
They were like, basically, this is unreleasable. I don't remember word for word, but that was the conversation in a nutshell.
Subsequently, Lionsgate bought and banked off it, but this whole fiasco aside, he then made the subjectively superior Devil's Rejects, and before he knew it, Robbie Z had enough clout in the film world to set his sights for the biggest scary movie trend of the 2000s. Gluttonous, unapologetic remakes of beloved classic horror films.
We want some money, Labotsky.
Now having the immense and unenviable task of rejuvenating one of the most revered films in history under the supervision of those wacky Weinsteins.
Brought to you from your friends at the Weinstein Company.
Fans of Halloween saw the announcement and reacted appropriately.
Holy shit! Jesus Christ! What the fuck is that?
So with John Carpenter's blessing to make it his own, by fucking God did he gorge out here, it produced a perfect storm smashing into each other to poop out this bad boy. So let's take the greatest accomplishment of the '78 original, the question-inducing slasher of sinister silence being a near-complete mystery, and flip it to have 40 minutes dedicated to explaining it from an auteur who's never heard the word subtle. This is Rob Zombie's Halloween Untold. The film begins with the boogeyman Brat, played by Dave Fairch, preparing for a long day at school by murdering rodents.
Mice? I thought she had rats.
No, man, rats are outside, mice are inside.
Yo, but what if a mouse goes outside? Does it become a rat? And if a rat is in the house, is it a mouse?
I ain't never seen no mouse outside.
That's because it's a rat, fool!
We flash in the pan of pontificated puke to greet the yokels. Our once flat-top turned fuckwad, Ronnie, played by William Forsythe, is just...
I'm all broken up here, bitch. I can't work.
The absolute worst. His main squeeze, Deborah, played by Zombie's actual wife, Sheri Moon, holds her own pretty well until the Mongoloid just starts shouting.
Bitch, I will crawl over there and I will scope the shit out of you.
Who the fuck starts a conversation like that? I just sat down.
But as we know, this flick's all about family.
It's about family, and that's what's so powerful about it.
So as Judith, played by Hannah Hall, has to experience Ronnie's rancid redneck retinas.
Man, that bitch got herself a nice little dumper.
What? What? What?
It just screeches into more fucking screaming.
That's all you do is cringe.
Fuck you, sit on my pole right now, bitch.
Listen guys, you know I love me a good file of flagrant fucks flying fantastically.
Fucking word, bitch. Look.
The whore with the big tits hanging down to her knees.
Fucking
fuck shit. Fucking flappy ass tits. Bitch, bitch. Fucking whore. Bitch. Fucking dick and balls. Fucking rat. Trying to get.
But it's like audible whiplash.
I'm not listening!
We just started the fucking movie, and I feel like I just got a CCTV view of your average morning at the trailer park.
Shit. I lost this gun like 3 years ago. It's even loaded. It's an accident, Ray. Chill out. Holy shit. You little asshole. Get over here, man. We got a major situation. Ah, fucking shit!
After enough talking to take any episode of Shameless into family-friendly territory, we ring over to the most horrific and unsafe housing on the planet. An underfunded public school.
I heard your sister
got caught selling blowjobs
in the bathroom. I heard they had to pump the cum out of her stomach.
Baby Biff here.
Think, McFly. Think.
AKA Wesley, played by Daryl Sabara, slings out some insults about how he's the guy.
I'm the guy!
We all know that you're not the guy. I'm the guy.
But as the bully beatdown begins, Principal Chambers, played by the late Richard Lynch, arrives to remind me I could be watching any of his old programs instead.
Fuck you.
Fuck me.
I said fuck you.
Fuck me.
Guess Mikey's more of a Chuck Norris fan? This kid better be thankful Will Smith wasn't around in this flick.
G.I. Jane 2. G.I. Jane 2, can't wait to see it.
Call me an asshole. One more time.
G.I. Jane.
Besides, his name was Michelle, too.
Weird.
Debbie drops in for what I presume is a regular occurrence.
I do not enjoy
calling you down here every 5 minutes.
Really? It sure seems like you fucking do.
Just as we see the dubious droog, Dr. Samuel Loomis. Who who I'm henceforth referring to as Groovis, because this absolutely randy rendition by Malcolm McDowell isn't a doctor any more than fucking Frankenstein is. But more on that later.
We only want the best for the child.
As the Dean and Doc display Myers' mutilated animal trophies...
Are you saying Michael did this?
I figured now is as good a time as any to explain the extremely idiotic shift Rob Zombie made when handling
why Michael Myers is evil.
Previous portrayals showed Michael as your average suburbanite who, without reason or explanation, killed his sister and would return to continue the carnage. And that's it. The tension, fear, suspense, and scariness stems from the fact that there isn't a motive. He's a force of nature, plain and simple.
Are bad remakes genetic?
It's the nurture part of nature and nurture. All about the environment you grow up in.
Oh, that's very encouraging.
This version goes the complete opposite direction, swapping nature with nurture more in line with a broken home butcher than pure evil.
Because I realized that what was living behind that boy's eyes was purely and simply evil.
He is the Shape, that silent stalker that could be around any corner or hidden in the dark shadows. It's fucking awesome in concept, and most of the brilliance with that original flick. It's fucking cosmically ironic that we get more backstory from this iteration than any movie before or after, when Zombie himself said the reason he wanted to reinvigorate this remake was that slashers had become too friendly to fans and audiences. So let me get this straight. The solution he sought for this supernatural slasher was to throw out the coolest concept from the series and instead make him Pogo, or in this case, Bozo the Clown. That I think you're supposed to feel empathy for, even though he's also a cunt.
Fuck you.
Back to the buffoonery, he bolts from the school while the original theme music plays. I know this may seem random and out of place, which it is. However, referencing the work print that leaked some time ago, this was supposed to be the opening of the movie. So why change it for something more appropriate when we've already cut this crap together? That awkward ambience behind us, he stalks skinny Seth from Superbad into the woods, and Wesley's sniped by a stick.
Whack.
But as he tries calling a timeout...
Timeout, Roger. I have to pee.
No timeouts, only death.
At least we can safely say this is Junie from Spy Kids' second most embarrassing death in a movie.
Okay.
Oh, what the fuck? God! Why this was left in as Michael Myers' first kill is so perplexingly stupid. It's shot poorly, has sound design that doesn't give it any weight, and feels like this kid went down like his body was liquid.
Get over here!
Jerry, what the f? Why are you a puddle?
Ronnie's upcoming throat thrash would have been the perfect candy corn flavored cherry that popped off his bloody legacy. Since this is a remake, keep the bully alive, leave him in Haddonfield until adult Mike returns and the two can converge. You know, hopefully adding something deeper than this surface level schlock. Since it should be obvious by now, we weren't getting an emotionless, blank-faced boy coldly killing his sis, as that's not edgy enough. Nah, instead, generic bully is killed so badly that even Bart's slingshot seems scarier. On the topic of Ronald McDouchebag, back at the house, Mikey returns to see his slimy stepfather watching some boob tube.
Judith, I'm gonna be late.
Judith, I'm gonna be late.
Anyways, Myers pisses and moans about wanting to go trick-or-treating, but Judith is more preoccupied with running upstairs to fuck Eddie Munson here.
Sorry, Squirt, but have fun.
Who, come to think of it, is more metal than even Rob Zombie, and I'll stand by that. We're then subjected to what may in fact be the dumbest sequence in this entire movie franchise. where the chubby chode cries on the porch cut alongside what Deborah's doctorate from clown college got her. The spooky season shift at the strip club while Love Hurts by Nazareth plays behind her. What is this, a drunken Sopranos karaoke session? Like I've already mentioned, Robbie seems like a good guy.
We got a clown on you a little bit.
Just a little bit.
It's obvious as hell this only exists to flaunt your flaming hot other half. And I will concede this harlot Harley Quinn is more than easy on the eyes, but Michael Myers is a mass murdering machine. You can't make him the wooby, here he's just the wanker. Back upstairs, Steve, played by Adam Wiseman, concludes the best aphrodisiac is this loose likeness of Captain James T.
I want to do it with the mask on.
I'm pretty sure this isn't the type of latex your buddies advised you to bring into the bedroom.
You want the ribbed or the regular? Ribbed.
Also, instead of the mask's origin being a random grab when he robbed the hardware store, now it's some shaggy shithead's attempt at foreplay. I'd expect nothing less. Meanwhile, our little tyke chomps down on some earwax disguised as candy, justifiably upsetting Michael to the point of finally putting down the putrid paternal figure. Man, this would have made a more impactful initial entry into his murder decks, even if Henry Bowers did it better. Myers has seen enough true crime documentaries to know you can never leave any witnesses behind, so while Stevie Wonder is whipping up a little after-fuck feast, he gets to cosplay Kirk's death from the OG TCM. I wonder if Hitch Cocksucker wanted to have this remake set in Texas just for kicks. He meanders in and masks up, deciding to get this shit over with, rather than have this moronically micro Mikey waddling towards his soon-to-be slain sister. It should have cut right here. Better yet, remove the classic theme where it was, let it build here, and slowly fade into the title card. We all know what happens,
because of the implication.
So use that as a way to let Michael Myers' evil truly sink in. Or better yet, do this instead. So as he silently sits on the stoop holding baby Boo, his mama returns to strip search the situation, leading into a black and white news montage.
Stabbed numerous times in the face and chest.
With the only thing missing being the photograph flash sound effect. Oh, and the butchering bitch is hauled off to the asylum. With those kooky killings behind us, we spend the rest of this pukey prequel in Smith's Grove alongside Groovis in a wig, out here looking like the Dexter flashbacks.
Hi, I'm Michael Myers.
Okay, that's fine.
Schooling Michael on black not being a color.
Well, actually, black isn't a color, is it?
The absence of color.
And the spectrum of colors.
You go from black, which is no color.
All the way through to
white,
which is...
So technically,
yeah, eat a black hole, butthole. But at least we see Danny Trejo, who's the only likable lad in this fucking mess, and it's ironic that Danny was in a Michael Myers flick and not Jason Voorhees. They would have gotten along much better.
Hey, take it easy, Mikey.
Anywho, Mikey freaks the fuck out, causing my ears to bleed some more. And eventually gets an empathetic word from a neurotic nurse, played by Sybil Danning.
Cute baby. Couldn't be related to you.
Might as well turn my back on this bastard to ensure my sights are down for any potential attack. Nice one, Nurse Jackhole. I do really like this moment where the sound cuts out and it becomes nothing but sirens overlaid across the screaming Deb and Doc. It's a legitimately fantastic creative choice that I've got to give note to. It also means the movie goes 10 whole seconds without calling someone a fucking fuckwad fucker McFuckstein.
It's a lot of fucks.
Back at home with the confirmation her kid's beyond saving, Sheri Moon says a swift sayonara. Now, I firmly believe mental health is as important as air and water, but I'd be lying if I said this scene didn't make me want to kill myself. Back to the filth.
You mean film?
No.
I suppose that's because you're a hard worker.
Most of you people are.
What? All you women keep your little bungalows clean.
Sweep off the dirt floors.
This redneck racist retard ensures he'll be a resident of the meat wagon soon enough. Nasty Noel, played by Lou Temple, only reinforces that Trejo's character Ismal is the bomb.com.
I'll be a shitstorm in your worst nightmare, motherfucker.
And the two transport the now 9-foot-tall Myers, portrayed by Tyler Mane. Guess in the 15 years behind bars, Mike's been exclusively consuming 2% milk laced with steroids and TRT, because this version is horrifying. The brick shithead house is brought in for one final powwow with Groovis, who gives Mikey the old, "It's not you, it's me," and gets the fuck out of it.
Bye, bitch!
We quickly discover Groovis isn't so much obsessed with saving Mikey's psyche as he is attempting to sell books and t-shirts and shit.
These are the eyes of a psychopath.
Grifter Groovis. Great. That evening, we're forced into the largest change made by the director's cut of Halloween. The DC is the one most of you have probably seen and owned, and aside from the escape scene, the only thing it does is extend scenes and add dialogue back in to push this puppy over 2 goddamn hours. There's actually no gore removed from the original cut, which I found insane. So anyway, rather than what was shown on the silver screen, Bill Moseley and 3 other guards are transporting the big lug. Fuck, I got a notification and that fucked me up. Hold on. Bill Moseley and 3 other guards are transporting the big lug on All Hallows Eve, and Shrek here slaughters them all easily. Michael even uses the tried and true human shield as a potential homage to OG Halloween 2, as well as roadhousing a lady cop's throat.
Roadhouse.
But again, that wasn't disgustingly vile and edgy just for the sake of it. So in the director's true vision, Noel and his buddy bring a female inmate into Myers' cell to assault.
New fresh meat, baby! Fucking bitch.
This whole scenario is meant to mirror Asylum staff defiling patients, but this isn't tasteful or commentary, and is repulsive and downright nasty. So fuck it, not showing it. Don't like it? Kiss my cartoon ass. Michael thinks to himself,
"He's pulling his cock out!"
and attempts to delete his cell browser history. I absolutely despise that this is how Michael is sent free in this flick. It's so pointlessly putrid and demolishes the way more interesting method used theatrically. Whoever decided to nix it originally had it right. Oh yeah, because the worst part, well, maybe not the worst part.
I think the worst part was the hypocrisy, and I disagreed.
You disagree with that?
I thought it was the raping.
Is how the orderly isn't even killed in a satisfying way. I think it's only fair that Michael gets to pin him down and show him what it's like to be raped. After dispatching the dumb dickheads, Tortuga returns, finding the guy who moves at turtle pace behind him.
Mikey, what are you doing out of your room?
You all know where this is going. Super strange that in a universe where everyone sucks, the one guy notorious for playing bad guys is the one guy I feel bad to see go.
Good to you, Mikey.
This, kids, is not how it's done.
What happened here?
Some sad shit. Motherfucker said he won't live no more.
That is. Mind your own business, or get busy being fucking dead. Revving into a rest stop, we meet...
I'm Joe Grizzly, bitch.
Played by the legendary Ken Foree. He requires a post-drive dump, and Mikey decides it's prime time to ask for an autograph.
Do you mind waiting somewhere else and let me pass this beast in peace?
Glad we waste another horror alumni's talents by over-explaining how our hero got his overalls.
I'm Joe Grizzly, bitch.
But we all know you never put the Candyman in a self-defense situation.
Come on!
Damn, I just realized Michael's seen more action from inside a bathroom stall than your mom's frequent visits to a dive bar bathroom's glory hole.
As a glory hole?
A glory hole?
A secret portal created as a passageway for one to safely insert one's penis.
And I like how Joe Mama quotes Cool Hand Luke.
What we got here
fail to communicate.
I'm just bummed he's killed here. Zombie must hate Keenan and Kel.
Don't ever hit me with a tomato again, okay?
Fading into Haddonfield, we see our grown-up Boo, now named Laurie Strode, played by my girl, Scout Taylor-Compton.
Look at this, Mom.
Laurie!
I'm sorry.
After one bagel banging, we see she's as sexually sickening as her previous folks.
I'm gonna put everything on a bagel. Everything.
And just like I did with Groovis, I'm not calling Scout's character Laurie Strode, because she isn't. Her character is more like Laurie Stroke, as in stroking cock. Over at the currently abandoned Myers house, Slasher Shack slithers in to grab his favorite conversation piece. How'd he break those boards originally to stash it in there? For the love of latex, how in fuck did the mask not devolve into a pile of sludge being subjected to the elements under the floor for 15 years?
It's in the script.
But if that had been the most unrealistic part of this movie, I'd be a much happier person. Back with Groovis, he's grilled by Udo Kier and Clint Howard, who might have names in the movie, doesn't matter.
You should have warned us. I see. So you're just gonna wash your hands of the whole thing?
Yeah, how dare you not realize they'd hire rapists to do their dirty deeds in Myers' room, you prick. At this point in the movie, it's the same but different, but fundamentally the exact same as the original. Most of the lines aren't even changed.
See anything you like?
See anything you like?
No conscience, no understanding.
No conscience, no reason.
2 roadblocks and an all-points bulletin wouldn't stop a 5-year-old.
2 roadblocks and an all-points bulletin wouldn't stop a 5-year-old.
Is that the Boogeyman?
As a matter of fact, it was.
Which is lame.
Totally.
He's on the record stating,
I said no fucking way. Those movies are perfect. You're only gonna make yourself look like an asshole by remaking them.
In regards to the Texas Chainsaw Massacre remake, but apparently had 0 reservations about redoing Halloween.
Check it. So Lady Fuckface gives us 3 new chairs to wear. So I'm like, hey, why don't we just Rocky Commando fashions?
Nah.
Laurie Strode leaves school with her gal pals, Linda and Annie Brackett, played by Christina Klebe and Halloween series superstar Danielle Harris.
My name is Jeff.
After playing everyone's favorite Michael Myers' niece, Jamie, she's come back to regurgitate the original's dialogue like every other fucking character.
No, it's some pervert cruising school poontang.
Yeah. Wait. Watch this. Hey, freak!
Any eagle-eyed assholes might notice the only difference here is Myers is on the ground, not driving around in a stolen psychomobile. That's the big one that he thought we got him. Nice going, George Luke asshole. That was such an outlandish sci-fi concept that had to be fixed.
A car pulls up, who can it be? A fresh El Camino rolling Kilo G.
He was really adamant about this point too, as if driving is that difficult.
Is Michael Myers driving the station wagon in this one?
Myers does not know how to drive in this movie, because that always bothered me. You know, they played it off like, someone must have gave him lessons, but, you know, no one gave him lessons. He's in maximum security prison.
Hey, jerk! Speed kills!
It's even harder to walk 100 miles overnight.
Haddonfield! Haddonfield is 100 miles away from here!
Maybe he did need the car. Who knows?
Shooting over to the cemetery, the attendant is another zombie classic, Sid Haig.
Fucking kids! Jesus Christ! Don't they think I have anything better to do with my time than clean up this shit?
See, there's something new that feels in line with Halloween and Michael Myers' twisted fascination with wicked decorations.
Where the hell you going?
My name is Jeff.
Later that evening, Linda and her boy Bob, played by Nick Manell, swap the Wallace house for the Myers one to get down to business.
Wait, my calf is cramping, man.
After the fucking fun, literally, he rushes to grab his missus a nice cold van beer and suffers the same stabbing as before. With this one, I'm surprised Zombie didn't have him punch straight through him. Back in the bedroom, Linda doesn't realize Bob suddenly grew 4 feet, and after a little full frontal, chokes her with his bear claw. It's unbearable. At the Strode house, her foster parents, Mason and Cynthia,
Jesus died for our Cynthias.
Played by Pat Skipper and our collective 80s mom, Dee Wallace. They're both killed almost immediately. I actually loved the juxtaposition from function to dysfunction with the Strokes versus Myers, but they were halfway decent, so... In more exciting news, Groovis finally joined Sheriff Brackett, now played by everyone's favorite good guy, Brad motherfucking Dourif.
It was a Halloween prank. Kids pull shit like that all the time.
He's given nothing to do, and just sits blankly as Groovis retells Loomis's famous speech.
No conscience, no reason.
He sounds like he's being told to say this at gunpoint. And he drops off Lindsay, played by Jenny Gregg Stewart, to mingle with Laurie and Tommy Doyle, played by Skylar Cazono.
Enough about the Boogeyman. I'm Tommy on this one. Why do you keep avoiding the subject, Laurie?
Oh, and Annie goes to Pound Town with Paul, previously unseen and now portrayed by... Whoops. Annie, tries escaping, and just when she thought she was out...
They pulled me back in.
So Laurie goes to drop off the kid, and they discover that one Goosebumps cover.
Oh, great heavens!
And she just leaves Annie there and runs away. It's now basically the exact same climax we saw in '78, so... I guess on top of not knowing how to drive in this version, he's also never heard of a fucking doorknob.
My name is Jeff.
So with the brother and sister reunited, it's more of a King Kong remake at this point, but Laurie's...
I don't understand, please leave me alone.
Not interested in beautifying the beast. She koi ponds her way into her old pool. Did she not see the giant hole? Giggity. It wasn't covered Viva La Bam style, so she must be...
short bus retarded or anything.
Finally, deciding to get involved, Groovis shoots him full of holes, and they slowly sink into the car.
Was that the Boogeyman?
As a matter of fact,
I do believe it was.
Malcolm, the line is, holy fucking beat off balls, that was the fucking Boogeyman, and that fucker was crazy as shit tits. Let's roll it again. He shoves Stroke back into the house, crushing Groovis's head for failing him, and time after time, who's not dead but should be. Mikey's as impatient as I am, recreating that scene from Paul Blart, and finally flying off the balcony. Wrapping this up, Stroke awakes and just shoots Mike. That's it, thanks for coming out, bye. Because then the credits roll as soon as she shoots him, that's it. And that was Halloween, and it's not very good. It's not a complete shot-for-shot remake, and not Psycho reboot territory, but it is a near scene-for-scene recreation with a few twists and a ton more fucks sprinkled in. For starters, Dag did a great job with what he was given, and any ill will of his character should be directed at the director who wrote this weak sauce. Michael is basically the good guy in this flick, killing those who deserved it, mixed in among a few innocents. Zombie managed to take all the least important, minute details and felt compelled to crap on them. Rabbit in Red Matchbook, the strip club my wife should pole dance in. Michael's mask not visually stolen, snag it off some greaseball boning his slut sister. No explanation of Michael's actions, spend an hour tossing in every basic factoid of serial killers from a community college Psych 101 course. He misunderstood what made the first movie a classic, either willingly or ignorantly, and that's my biggest problem with it, rushing through the good stuff and overstuffing a prequel that isn't worth anything. And that's what sucks the most, is there's a lot of moments in here I really like. Joe Grizzly, the siren screams, Michael in the back of the cop car, the way this line is delivered.
My bag!
grab it!
But you know what? These are just little moments.
Stuff in the beginning. But when the story gets going, the movie gradually starts to suck. Like someone pulling a thread out of a sweater, until the sweater eventually sucks.
I just don't think Zombie fully liked or understood Halloween to the extent that he should have directed its new age retelling. Zombie would have been better equipped to direct a Texas Chainsaw Massacre, Friday the 13th, or Saw movie before Halloween. In fact, you can more accurately contextualize this movie by changing only a few letters of its original outline. Hollow and weak. I'm going to give the Ballad of Robbie Z's remake. This isn't even the only horror series with a remake that sucked starring Jamie Lee Curtis where her brother kills people that got a bunch of sequels. Wait, what the fuck?
Ben Chamber was retarded.
Yeah, but he's not short bus retarded or anything.